You know what it is y'all partner, Lil D with that fantastic P with some news you could use. Okay, so the Trump administration and HUD has come up with a plan, hate it or like it, right? Sometimes we gotta look at the economics of shit, right? Excuse me, of things. And uh they're issuing out they're finna clear out anybody that don't pass the legalization test, basically. You gotta have, if you're in FUD housing, if you're in Section A, and you're illegal, and your documents can't support you being an American citizen, you gotta go. And so they not playing, but coming from the standpoint of people being oppressed so long and still being oppressed, and deprived of reparations, it makes sense. And then, on the sad part of the story, a lot of people going to lose housing, but if, it's a lot of people out here homeless that's Americans, So, it's crazy, and that's due to a lot of other things, but, housing is a prime example of what we got in society. So I think Trump then looked at it and said, okay, we're going to come attack it from another point of view. We're finna check all these Section 8s and all these files, and everybody got to pass the legality test of being legal, So let's see, and I have empathy for people, but in the end, we ain't got ours yet. I'm just trying to be realistic and stop hating on Trump all the time. Sometimes his money moves for the people here.
Is here with us for more on that. Mr. Secretary, so explain to us how this will work, rooting out the illegals who are on government welfare and housing.
Well, Charlie, it's great to be with you. And you alluded to it. President Trump is serious, not only in cleaning up the crime in our streets, but also American citizens will be prioritized when it comes to living in HUD-funded, government-funded housing. We just sent out a letter to the D.C. Housing Authority, and it has been received by them. And as you said, they have 30 days to give us a full, comprehensive account of everyone living inside of D.C. housing authorities that are receiving Section 8 vouchers or any type of HUD funding. We want the names, the address, the number of people in the unit, the size of the unit, the cost of the unit, and they must give us their American citizenship status or eligible immigration status. No longer will we allow illegal aliens to live in taxpayer-funded housing here in America. In the last administration, in the Biden administration, Charlie, they turned a blind eye. They didn't collect the data, but those days are over. We are collecting the data to make sure the illegal aliens, and for that, criminal activity, no one doing criminal activity is living in HUD-funded housing, which is literally on the backs of taxpayers in America.
What has been the reaction of authorities in these sanctuary cities to this effort?
Well, they don't like it, but it doesn't matter. It's the law, Charlie. We're going to uphold the law to its fullest extent, as you've seen with President Trump, as you've seen there with Tom Homan, Secretary Noem, and others. We're going to uphold the full extent of the law. And at HUD, we will support the president in this. Charlie, there is 18,000 units, households in D.C. Housing Authority right now. And it costs about $400 million of taxpayer money in assistance to housing, just in D.C. alone. In our country, there's 3.2 million households that receive HUD funding at $45 billion of taxpayer money. And so no longer will illegal aliens be able to live in HUD-funded housing, and those that are committing criminal activity, I have a message for them. It's time to pack your bags because it is no longer allowed.
So I've got to ask you about something else real quick before we go. I understand that you're inside the cabinet, the club champion of the Pete and Bobby Challenge. So how's that go? How did you prepare for this?
Okay, they're getting to the exercise part. But what he's saying is they're just going over the roles, and if you don't meet the criteria, that's what it's going to be. And you know, it's gonna hurt some people and help some people, but all things hurt and help people. So love everybody. You know, y'all all have a blessed day, and like me, love me, share me, and subscribe. I holla.